let's start working on our pelvic limbs. I'm really excited about this limb rig because we'll add a jiggle control that the animator can manipulate manually in order to add more weight as the legs step. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll move over to our side view. Let's keep in mind the horse's anatomy. We will use our bone tools and start at the femur. So we'll want to make sure that we click near vertebrae A, but not directly on top of it. We don't want the bone added to that chain. So I'll just go ahead and make sure the cursor is normal, not this crosshair. There's the femur, and we have our tibia bone, and the metatarsal, and our two pasterns, and then finally we have the hoof. Alright, so exiting Create Bones mode, we can now go to Bone Edit mode and just kind of check to make sure that we've placed our pivots in the desirable spot. So for the pasterns, I've kind of placed these so that they're a bit more forward so we can get some very nice rotation and rolling during animation. But we also want to keep an eye on our topology to make sure that these are placed in the right spot. For the hoof, that'll be placed at the base of our hoof geometry. Now, staying in Bone Edit mode, we'll want to grab the femur bone and quick align that to vertebrae A, just one of those objects, just so that this object is aligned in our side view. Okay, great. So now we can exit Bone Edit mode and move over to our perspective view. Going to wireframe mode, with the femur still selected, we can go ahead and slide that over to make sure it is centered on the left pelvic limb. I'll just move it over a little bit more to the horse's right, just slightly, not too much. Let's go ahead and check the front view. Alright, that's going to work out just fine. With each bone selected, except for the nub, we'll go ahead and add all of these objects to bones. And now for our hoof, we know that gets added to objects to hide. And now we can go through and rename these. So starting at the root, the femur, that's going to be BN L femur 01. Go ahead and copy that. The next is the tibia. And then following that, we have the metatarsal. Okay. What follows that are the two pasterns. So we'll name these A and B. The first one, of course, will be BNL pastern A. So that's pastern underscore A01. I'll copy the name. The next will be B. And then finally we have our nub, which we will rename to BE L hoof BK, since it's located at the back of the horse. So when we get to our thoracic limbs, we'll make sure to give the hoof suffix a name of hoof FT. All right, beautiful. So we're now ready to work on the jiggle bone. Just to give an idea of how this is going to work, we'll use IK to have that happen. So though it is a basic setup, it's very effective. So let's go ahead and move over to our front view. And we will enter Create Bones mode, and we'll just go ahead and create a quick bone object. All right, now we can move over to our perspective view, grab the root, and move this back. Entering Bone Edit mode, we'll have the root snap to vertebrae A, and we'll have the nub snap to the femur. All right, great. So now we can exit Bone Edit And we can go ahead and have both of these stored in objects to hide. And this will not be skinned to. At this point, I'll go in and rename these. So the root, that will be BDRV for bone driver underscore L pelvis 01. And the nub, we can give a prefix of BEDRV. All right, great. So at this point, we can work on linking. So we'll want the root, our pelvis bone, to be linked to PTENV pelvis. Great. And then we can grab the femur bone and link that to our pelvis bone. So now as we go ahead and grab our pelvis control and start to rotate that, of course, this is the behavior we'd expect, but just want to test this out. And you could always check your hierarchy by, let's say, grabbing the root bone of your limb and using page up. So that will grab the pelvis. We'll page up again to grab the helper. Beautiful. All right, well, that's it for this lesson. So in the next lesson, we'll go ahead and mirror this across.